Hey guys, welcome back to the Unfiltered Gamer Kickstarter preview. Now today I've got a preview of a very interesting type of game. This game is called the Enigma Box. Well, really, is it a game? Well, technically it is. It's 1 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, and plays about, I don't know, 6,000 minutes in the game. It's available for being shipped to most countries and it's currently on Kickstarter. But the thing is, what is it really, the Enigma Box? Well, you're going to be getting this box when you purchase this game, and it's going to come with a ton of different content. It kind of reminds me of an escape room meets puzzles, riddles, mystery, as well as that old movie National Treasure by Nicolas Cage. It's kind of one of those things where it's going to be a journey that you're going to take with your friends as you progress through the mysteries and puzzles of this box that comes with a ton of different content, right? It's going to involve a bunch of teamwork. There's a huge storyline that involves the Arcanum Arcanorum, which is what you're trying to get at the end. Obviously, as you progress through the game, you're going to come through new maps and puzzles and all these different types of things, and then you're going to reach a certain point where you get this grand prize, and there might be some kind of like grand finale at the end of it. All very kind of interesting. The components of the game include stuff like letters, documents, x-rays, and photos. Tons of different things that show off different landscapes and whatnot that you'll be looking at with a magnifying glass or something like that, right? You're also going to be getting a rules booklet that comes included with history, additional information, tons of different things like that, as well as how the game is played and how you progress throughout it. There's over 60 different riddles and puzzles, that kind of stuff like that, where you're trying to deduce where is the next location you need to go in order to find this Arcanorum. I don't know exactly how you're going to find it in what ways, but I do know that there's like utensils that you're using as well. For instance, you're going to get VR sunglasses or headwear or whatever you want to call them. You're going to be able to get stuff like I don't know, pens and paper and different kinds of weird ruler type things like that. You're going to get 3D documents. You're going to get a bunch of different case files and whatnot. There's actually even a t-shirt or two that they give you. I don't know how many it is, 1 or 2. But the t-shirt they give you is going to have like different symbology and stuff like that on there. Like for me, for instance, you've got a guy sitting here naked playing a guitar, right? On that one, you're going to have a bunch of different symbology you're going to be looking at. You might have to go back and forth as you go throughout the campaign. It's very interesting because not only in this version of the game, the basic set, you're going to get all those different types of pens and pencils, things like the graphite key that you'll be using. There's going to be things you'll be using your phone, the little QR codes and whatnot that will take you to different locations, as well as you're going to be going to different parts of the map. Maybe you'll go onto the board and look and see, okay, on this map, there's this location I need to go to, and then you're actually going to give it to one of your friends or one of your, person you're playing with, and you're going to look through and see what it looks like to be in this location and trying to find these clues that you need to sort out. Okay, where is this going to take us next to find that Arcanum Arcanorum, which is just like it's very much similar to that National Treasure type thing, as well as that escape room, figuring out all these different puzzles and whatnot. While that is mainly for the base game, there's additional stuff in the deluxe version. Okay, so the deluxe version of the game is even more expensive, and it's going to come with a bunch of different virtual reality scenes. I believe it maybe even has AR, I don't know for sure. More riddles and puzzles and whatnot, as well as difficult, more interesting and unique things are going to be more challenging for the average riddle puzzle solver. So if you got that riddle solver puzzle type person in your family that's really good at it, maybe you want to get this one instead. It's got higher tech. It's got things like a ring that's going to be a no contact documentation kind of ring where you can touch it to your phone or whatever. It's going to have wrist bracelets that's got USB attachments to it where you'll be able to stick it in, and just a bunch of little gadgets and gadgets, little gizmos to be able to play the game in a higher tech environment. So what do I think this is? I mean, the Enigma Box is kind of interesting because when I first saw this campaign, I was looking at it and going, wow, this looks really, really cool. So it kind of reminded me of all those different like movies in which you're trying to find the buried treasure. Maybe it's like a pirate treasure, or maybe it's the mystery of all mysteries, right? And so you're going around on the maps and you're looking around and you're trying to figure out. So I'm guessing it's going to have a lot to do with puzzles, a lot to do with using your tech, going back and forth. If you've ever heard of Cicada, I don't know if you have or not, but it's this high-tech society online or whatever that is basically, they're trying to find the smartest people in the world. This kind of feels a little bit like that for board gamers too, because it's a board game, but it's also for those puzzles and mystery people. I mean, it has that kind of mystery dinner type aspect to it. It's got a plethora of different things like that. So that's kind of what I think this is. Now, do I think it's worth it? Realistically, this is a very pricey product. I think it's at least $150 for the base game, and it goes all the way up to $250, I think, or even more for the deluxe versions and whatnot. Realistically, for one person to take it out of their pocket and deliver for a game like this is going to be rather pricey. However, with a 4-player team, if everybody wanted to chip in and said, oh, these are the 4 people I want to play with, kind of like D&D, how usually one person doesn't always buy everything, but you could all split the kind of cost if that's something you guys are really into. And for me, this seems really, really cool. I'm very interested to see what this product is going to look like down the line and see all the different progress. I've been following the Kickstarter very closely. So in my opinion, it's not worth purchasing it by yourself unless you're really interested in puzzles and have the money to be able to fork out. But if you're more like me and you want to play with a bunch of friends, everybody donates like 50, 60 bucks, and it's not a bad price for a game that's going to last 6,000 minutes or more. Depends how smart you are. For me, I'm not that bright, so it might take a little longer. But it's going to be up to you. You should go ahead and check the campaign out at the Enigma Box in the Kickstarter description below. And if it's something you're interested in, go ahead and back it. If not, not a big deal. Tell me why in the comments you're not interested in it, and maybe there'd be a way to change your mind. Because realistically, I think this campaign is very interesting. I haven't seen a lot like this. I think the closest I've seen is like Escape Room the game. And realistically, this has just so much more involvement to it. I've always loved those National Treasure movies, and I've always been really enamored in trying to solve my way through puzzles and puzzles. I'm hoping I get this one. Alright guys, that's all I got for you this time. Look forward to seeing you next time.